Hey man, since we weren't able to sync to do a live video, I figured I was gonna do a more classic, just normal video of the car and kind of point out the things that I would want to see if I were interested in buying a car. She's sitting, as you can see, in our main showroom. We're actually about to move in 2 weeks, so this is gonna be all moved pretty soon. Regardless, I'm gonna, there's some limitation to what I can do because the car is parked close to another car, so I can't really give you enough distance to get a good view of it. But I want to show you the details. Like, look at the reflection of that car in the paint of this car. That is glass-like. Okay, this car is obviously built to be a show car. It actually comes with its own mirror. The reason for the mirror is when you go to a car show, you park the car and you put the mirror underneath it so you can show how beautiful it is underneath as well. Okay, everything is literally brand new. Okay, let's close that. Again, look at the reflection. That's what you're seeing. Very, very nice finish. You can't feel it, but when they say the hand of the paint, this is what they mean. You run your hand and it literally feels like glass. Nice custom booth. The interior is largely stock in the sense that this is the shape that the car would have as a regular 69 or 70 Mustang with a Mach 1 package. These are a nice touch. It's upgraded to a 5-speed. It has the Mach 1 trim, which is the wood grain finish. Nice little digital watch, all digital gauges. We'll get to that in a second. 5-speed shifter, as we said. Paint continues to be gorgeous. It's very consistent throughout the whole car because it was painted all at the same time. The engine bay is just as nice, very detailed. I can go on and talk about all the expensive stuff that is on the car, but it's easier if you just read the description. But my very first car was a 69 Mustang, and it was nowhere near as nicely done as this one, and I wish it was. But long story short, this is an aluminum modern radiator, keeps everything cool and nice, has pretty much every possible nice upgrade you can put in a car. It's got power steering, it's got power brakes. One thing it doesn't have is the electronic ignition, which I don't mind in a sense that I like the original style with its own vacuum advance. If it's set up right, it runs just fine, and this car is set up right. These custom hinges, they are $1,500 for the pair. It tells you if somebody spends $1,500 just for the hinges of the hood, they're not going to take shortcuts. Nice headers, everything is, all the hardware is new. There's nothing that has been recycled, so to speak. Let's get into the car. Oh, this is our own fault. A little trim of the pedal came off. I'm gonna need 2 hands to put that back on properly, but for now this will suffice. While we were down there, you noticed probably that the light came on. It might sound trivial, but it is not that obvious that the light will work when you get into a car that is this age. You don't really see it, but all the courtesy lights come on when you open the door, like they should. The door closes beautifully, especially thinking that this is a convertible. And I am stalling as I'm trying to get the keys out of my pocket. I can't unfortunately start the car in here because it would cause the boss to want to kill me. I just wanted to show you what the dashboard looks like when you give it power. Water temperature, oil pressure, RPMs, speed, and volts. And apparently we're very low on fuel. Okay, that's a very cool touch. So these gauges pretty much look the way they would in the original car, but what you get as far as reading is obviously modern and digital as opposed to the old school clocks, so to speak. It is everything: carpet, door panels, window cranks, visors, dash, everything is brand new. This, I believe, has, what they call the horn ring horn, sorry. So basically anywhere you press on the steering wheel, the horn will make it sound. Obviously you have to have the key turned for that. Okay, and last but not least, I'm going to try and get a shot of what the car looks like underneath, with all the limitations of the car being, let's see here, nice cool side exhaust, nice custom rims with modern tires, which allow you to put down all the extra power that this car is making. And I don't know how much you care about this part, but for a car to look this clean underneath, as you can see, the floor pans, everything is painted the same way as it was up top. Absolutely flawless. This is one hell of a build. Somebody spent a ton of money and time to get it to look this way. And it's really just very, very cool build. To replicate this, as we say in our ad, and it's absolutely correct, it would cost over $100,000. And the car just looks fantastic. I'm gonna give you a shot with the hood closed. These should be closed as well. Find the right position. It takes two hands sometimes. No, I was lucky. Here we go. That is a good looking front end. And you might actually, good point, you might see that there's a little bit of a gap here. That is actually correct. That is peculiar to the Shelby cars that had a fiberglass hood, and because of the heat generated by the engine, the hoods tend to bulk a little bit. So it's not something very noticeable. If you look at it from other angles, you won't see it, but it's something that it's kind of like a conversation starter. People will say, oh, you know, your gaps are wrong. Well, no, they're not. That's exactly how they're supposed to be. So everything is done correctly in the car, and I think we've covered it all. I wish I could convey the way it feels to drive this car and the way she sounds, and if needed, by all means, I can get her out of here and start it, but I just want to make sure that this is what you're looking for, and that if we need to, we can move forward. I just want to know that I have a little bit of commitment on your side before I go ahead and, you know, to get her out, I need to get him out, this one out, and this one out. So it takes a little bit of work, but you know, if it's what you need, no problem.